Prime Minister Mark Carney has touched down in Mumbai for a trade visit that even a year ago would have been unthinkable. That's Prime Minister Carney arriving earlier this morning. Relations between Canada and India fractured after Ottawa made allegations linking the Indian government to violent crime on Canadian soil. But Donald Trump's tariffs are forcing Canada to seek out new trade partners. Canada produces oil, natural gas, and uranium in spades, and Indian officials say they are eager customers.
You're an energy superpower, but you're only supplying one country. And so for you to be able to supply all of us, and we would be your biggest client, I think that is possible in the near future.
Carney's trip spurred controversy here at home before it even began. Some Sikh Canadians say Indian state violence is a continued threat. Police warned one prominent activist of a credible threat against his life ahead of the trip. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister would not confirm whether Ottawa thinks criminal interference is ongoing.
It's an extremely sensitive point, and our top priority is to ensure that we have guardrails in place to address threats to public safety and security at all levels.
Our CBC News South Asia correspondent Salima Shivji joins us now from Mumbai. So, Salima, how much is that controversy playing out in India as Prime Minister Mark Carney just begins his visit?
Yeah, we do know he has obviously just landed in Mumbai, starting this visit, and there has been a little bit of talk, a few headlines heading into this visit from Indian television networks commenting about that, actually basically reporting on those statements from the Canadian government official, and basically Indian anchors here focusing on that fact and reporting that Canada is no longer linking India to any violence against the diaspora Sikh community on Canadian soil. I heard one anchor talk about Canadian officials really already wanting to start this visit off with a warm tone. So absolutely those comments are getting some play here in India, but honestly there hasn't been that much coverage as of yet. I think that will definitely ramp up when this visit really starts to get going and when Mark Carney, Canada's Prime Minister, makes it to New Delhi to meet with India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. I mean, honestly, the media here is actually quite used to seeing Modi meeting with a lot of foreign officials in these last few months. India is sort of a hot commodity. A lot of foreign officials have been meeting with Modi, signing trade deals, and Canada wants to get in on that game as well. So I think coverage will ramp up as this visit carries on. But we do know that there is an expectation in that meeting between Mr. Carney and Mr. Modi that it will be slightly warmer in tone and in relationship. Basically, from what we've seen, obviously, over the last 2 years, there was a major rupture, a crisis diplomatically. And a lot of that in Indian media was sort of centered around Justin Trudeau being Prime Minister of Canada at the time. So I think there is an expectation and reporting from certain quarters here in India that the meeting this time around might perhaps be a little bit warmer. It was, of course, Carney who invited Modi to the G7 in Alberta that started the sort of reset of the relationship. So that's been the focus a lot in India, that this is absolutely a time to reset the relationship and that this is perhaps a way to get the ties between India and Canada to that next level, a more positive level. And India's foreign ministry as well is talking about the visit in a bit of a positive light, talking about this being an important juncture between the two countries to repair and normalize ties. They actually are talking a lot about positive momentum and talking in their statement about the future of this relationship and this partnership.
Strengthening ties and strengthening the partnership, of course, tying in that to trade. That is the top of the agenda of this trip here. We know that Indian officials say they are eager customers. So what are the expectations on both sides here?
Yeah, there are really concrete expectations here that this will, the visit will start and come out with concrete measures, actual trade deals, things signed. I think essentially Canada is going to be pushing up its energy sector, LNG gas, the resources, critical minerals as well. India needs all of those things because it is, of course, a very fast-growing economy. It is already has signs and is likely basically the fourth largest economy in the world, heading to that third spot really quite quickly as well. So it is growing very fast. It needs Canada's uranium for India's growing nuclear energy program, so it does want that heavy metal from Canada. So there is actually an expectation that there will be a multi-year deal signed in terms of upping Canadian exports of uranium to this country. But really the focus will be on energy. Here's a listen to what an analyst had to tell me about what is expected out of this visit.
Diversification is a strategy that sort of binds to two countries. The underscoring of energy component in India-Canada relationship could really be that agnostic element, which can tide over the political differences.
So yeah, diversification key for actually both countries. Both have suffered under an erratic trade policy from the United States. And so both, of course, are looking for new partners. And that is really the highlight of this trip, as well as the fact that each side sort of wants to build that relationship and build trade ties and sign deals and agreements to get that happening. I mean, Canada is currently the only G7 country that does not have a unique and specific preferential trade deal with India, because we saw the UK sign one very recently. We saw the European Union sign one as well. And Canada wants to start working on that comprehensive economic partnership with India. India does as well.
Thanks so much for this, Salima. Salima Shivji in Mumbai this morning.